Yes, it was, but right now I guess it's working.
From the starting it is hanged, but okay. Okay, so good afternoon all. Myself Tanmay Kumar Biswal. I am working as a PHP developer in MindPy Solution. So today I am going to present the seminar on the PHPStorm 8. Okay, so today's agenda is why PHPStorm, what is new in PHPStorm 8, framework support, code formatting, code quality analysis, easy code navigation and search, easy xdebugging, JavaScript debugging, then HTML and CSS editor support, version control support, working with remote PHP interpreters, tips and tricks, live template, and at last how to install PHPStorm, because if you find interesting then install, otherwise don't install. So I have put it in last. 1 second, let me share my screen in Hangout. I have forgotten. Where is that Hangout? Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Okay. Okay, so these are the agenda. So before going through the slide, let me tell a small story so that you'll find interesting. So in one village, actually there were two woodcutters. Okay, so every day they went to jungle and cut the trees. So one day they decided they will go together and will cut the trees, and who will cut the more number of trees will win the prize. So what happened? They fixed the timing between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and after 5 p.m. they will see who caught the more trees. So one person started cutting, and restlessly he started cutting from 9 to 5 p.m. Okay, but another person who was cutting the tree, he was taking some rest, and he's sharpening his axe, and then starting his cutting the trees. So what happened at last? It was seen the person who was taking some rest and is sharpening his axe and cutting the trees and won the prize because he caught more number of trees. So same thing here, because if we will not sharpen our axe like on the editor or IDE we are using, if we will not explore, I think the development will not be faster. That's why we are here to sharpen our axe. Let's start. Okay, first of all, why PHPStorm? Because PHPStorm provides smart PHP code editor that gets your code and understands your whole project and supports all PHP language features and best code completion, refactoring, and on-fly error prevention, and many more things. We'll see all the features in the next slide, all other slides. And other point is it has code quality analysis. In code quality analysis, there are hundreds of inspections which will take care of verifying your code when you started typing your code. And also it analyzes your whole project and provides, also it supports PhpStorm support, and you can rearrange or reformat your code. And there are many tools which will make your code neat and clean. That is the advanced means good thing here. And another point is development environment. From the IDE itself, you will find many routines through which you can means perform your action, like you can perform version control actions. You can do your database and query operation from the IDE itself, and also you can do your command line tool operations. I'll show you. So, and also in HTML, CS, it supports HTML, CSS, and JavaScript editor. All the cutting edge tools, it supports like HTML5, CSS, TypeScript, and CoffeeScript, JavaScript, and CSS3 also. And also it supports live edit. It means instantly you can see your change in the browser instead of go to the browser refreshing every time. And in debugging and testing, you will find there is zero configuration to configure xdebug, or you can debug through gen debugging. And it also supports PHP unit and Behat for unit testing. And in cross-platform experience, you'll find that as the PhpStorm is not free, you have to buy one license key. Through one license key, you can find the same update and integrated development environment in Mac, Windows, and also Linux. That is the good thing here. So let's see popularity. You will see in both personal and business choice, PhpStorm comes in at first place. And Sublime Text is second, and NetBeans in third. So mostly 40% people are using PhpStorm here. So that's why best to choose PhpStorm, I think. Then what is new in PhpStorm 8? You will find Laravel's Blade templates engine, which supports highlight in syntax template and code completion for directives, and Blade specific navigation you will find. And BDD for PHP using Behat. Actually, BDD is a PHP framework which use Behat to write the code in human readable language, so that you can specify your feature and behavior of your application, so that you can test accordingly. And it supports full WordPress support, like it supports WordPress hooks, many command line tools for WordPress, and also it understands deeply the WordPress code. And also it supports remote PHP interpreters. So we'll see all those things. In remote PHP interpreters, it provides the development so that you can fill the development in production server environment. Means if you set your remote PHP interpreters, so that you can instead of interpreting the in your local, you can means through remote interpreters you can interpret your code, and you can get the production like environment. And also you can do this thing through direct production like server, or you can configure virtual server through Vagrant. Also it supports Vagrant, and it supports advanced AngularJS support. And there are many IDE improvements also there. We'll see multiple carrots and selection, and work with individual files without creating project. Actually, I found in previously I am using NetBeans IDE. I found that when you need to open a file from a different project, you have to add this project to IDE. Then only you can open that file. But in PhpStorm, you can open individual files without creating projects. That's a great thing. Okay. Also in framework supports, the existing supports boosted with high-level features like an MVC view for Symfony 2 and YI frameworks. And many plugins are also available for different framework, like for Gent, Symfony, Drupal, Magento, and also it supports WordPress, as I said. So next slide. So this is the cool feature I found here. This is code formatting. As we know that in our project, we create the coding standard. We first write the what we'll follow, the coding standard of our project. Then we have to always keep remember that you need to give the space before this parenthesis, after that parenthesis, after this operator, that operator, all those things. So, but here you no need to worry about. You can create your own standard, means which coding standard you follow, or there is means built-in standards like PSR1, PSR2, Peer, and Symfony 2, Gent, Drupal, and other standards which are there. Only you need to add these standards to your PhpStorm ID. You no need to worry about the things. You write your codes. At last, the section of the file you want to format your code, just select it and reformat it. It will format for you. So it's a cool thing. Let me show you. So if you go to the settings, you will find where to mention the coding standard first. Let me show you. Okay, so here you can see the code style that supports PHP, Blade, CoffeeScript, CSS, HTML, JavaScript. For all these things, you can mention your coding standard here. I have clicked PHP. You'll find you can see okay, you can see you can mention the space where to give your space, whether if and in between, after if, or after for loop, or after while loop, or not. You can see if I'll uncheck this if parenthesis, you can see it's blinked. Okay, so you can mention the standards like this, and lot of things are there. You can do the things like this before left braces, like for class. See, it's not showing here. So main point is that here also there is a lot of predefined standards. One second. It's not showing here because resolution, I think. It's not showing, but it will show the drop down where you will find the Gent, PSR1, PS2, PSR2, Symfony. So you can select that and you can apply here, and you will find. Okay, you will. It will integrate it to your PhpStorm. So let me show you. I am following the Gen coding standard. Okay, so let me remove this space. Suppose you forgot these spaces and this space. Also the space after comma, all the things. Suppose you by mistake forgotten. So what we'll do, select all the code. I have set the shortcut for the reformatting. So you can see done, right? Space after comma and all the bases, and you can see the space after the unary operators. So this is the cool thing I found. Yeah, you can select the framework. Also, you can create your own standard. There you can check. There are a lot of checkboxes whether you need to give the space after and before the unary operators. You can select or unselect that checkbox so that it will follow that standard. Yeah, default standard, I think it follows peer standard. I'm not sure, but you can check and you can modify accordingly. Okay. If you have any doubts, please ask instantly. Okay. Then is code quality analysis. So as I said, hundreds of code inspection verify your code as you type and inspect the whole project for possible errors or code smells. And also quick fixes for most inspection make it easy to fix or improve the code instantly. Like Alt Enter shows the appropriate option for each inspection. So example, you need to add the inspection plugin like code sniffer I have added. There is also mess detector. You need to add your PhpStorm. Let me click and let me show you how it is detecting. Then I'll show how to install it. So also in coding standard, you can follow means code sniffer, that plugin. Also you can follow the standard, means it will show the quality Jet framework supports and Symfony framework support. Also you can do that things. How here is the inspection. Okay, inspection. Okay, PHP. See, I have added PHP code sniffer. That's why it's showing here, and you can see coding standard. It you can means add here so that in quality analysis it can show the error or warnings where you means have the mistakes. Okay, so let me show you, and which errors it will show. It is mentioned here. You see, in PHP it is written code smell inconsistent return points, usage of silent separators, and in code styles class path does not match project structure, multiple class declaration in one file. All these point it will give you warnings. And in control flow it will show unreachable statements, wrong cache clauses order, and also a lot of things. In unused you can find if you have by mistake forgotten created variable but did not use it, created function did not use it, so it will give you warning that unused variable, unused parameters, unused function, all these things it will give the warnings for you. So let me show you. Also it will strict you the length of your line of a code. Like Giant framework supports a number of characters for line is 80. So suppose you will make the more than 80, it will give you warning. You see, it's showing me error. PHP line exceeds 80 characters, contain 81 characters. So what you need to do, no need to worry, just reformat, it will reformat for you. Okay, so you'll get all these warnings if you'll create suppose unused variables. Let me show. If you do not use it, you will find here. All right. Yeah, see, unused local variable test. This value of variable is not used anywhere. It is showing the warnings. So you can check these things and fix for your files. So this one is also a good thing. So I think most of you understand these things. Any doubts? Okay. Okay. So how to install code sniffer? You click. Yeah. So from this link you can add, I am omitting these points, you can add easily. Install via composer, installing via peer. So you can add the things, and there are instruction how to integrate the things to your PHP storm. So I am going to the next slide. Okay, so easy code navigation and search. As in, we know in our project, always we need to navigate to class or file or any functions, any declarations, and all those things. So PHpStorms provides many navigations. Instantly, you can do the things. So for navigate to class, you need to type Control N, then class name. Anywhere the class name in your project, it will show here, and you can go to that class. And also there is navigate to file, navigate to symbol, search everywhere. Let me show you. And some highlight uses in files, find uses. Let me show you. Okay, so here is a class xdebug demo. Suppose I am in here, so I want to go to that class. Just type Control N, type xdebug. So it's so here you just type, it's taking to the class, right? Similarly, the functions. Suppose this power set function, I need to go. So I type the file name. For functions, all Control Shift N. Then see here is the two functions are there. One is in the xdebug demo class, and it is inside a subset.php file. So click here, you can go to navigate to that functions. Similarly, you can search everywhere. Double click the shift, and it will search everything like in CSS, PHP. So everything you can, all the things it will show here. So many navigations it is supported. And if you want to pass, go to next and previous method, all down, up, and so you can go through it. Then EGX debugging. Sorry. So for X debugging, no need to means worry about, because only you need to download and install and just copy paste those lines and paste in the PHP INA file. Only you need to think about this Gent extension. Like for Windows, you need to find the xdebug.dll file and add there. And for linux.sho file, so just copy and paste, then your xdebugging configuration is ready. You can do your xdebugging. So let me show you how to do xdebugging in PhpStorm. So I am in this file. First, let me show what is xdebug.php file is written here. It's taking time. Okay. Experiment. So actually in this file I have written the code to print the power set of a set. Like there is a set in ABC, I need to print all the power set for that set. So suppose I want to debug that file, I'm showing very simple code so that you can understand easily. Also, any complex project, you can add the breakpoint and do the X debugging. So suppose I want to uh, means go into inside this function. I have to give the breakpoints where you want to means go through that code. Then suppose I want to know this count variable. Okay, so you have to write this xdebug break for the first time, for the after the first line of code. Then this symbol you are seeing, you have to click it. Okay, now go to the browser, browse it. Okay, so it is pointing to the debugger now. So you can see it's showing the count because I have taken the array as A, B, C. It is counting the uh, length of that array. Okay, so you can in this way you can debug your code. What is the value you are getting for that variable, and how your code flow. Also, you can change the value here. You can experiment it. You can set value. Suppose I'll say 2. The things also it will means run their code accordingly. So you can check all the variable values here in the debugger console. So if any point you want to run your you know that my debugging is complete, you can resume your program so that you can get the value here. Okay, as I have said, taken the count as 2, so it is giving me some unexpected result. Okay, but you can experiment on it. So is it clear, the debugging thing? It's clear? No? Okay, let me show once. So first you need to install the xdebug and configure the things. Like you need to means copy these lines and paste in your PHP files, and you need to find this xdebug.so path. Accordingly, you need to give the path. Then xdebug is configured. But how to debug your project? Suppose you want to debug your one file, one function. You need to give the breakpoints. You need to click in this area, so it will give the breakpoints. Then you need to write the xdebug break so that it will break here and go through the code from that. Okay, so if any points you want to also inside it, you can give the breakpoint. Also, it's not required. You can give the breakpoint here, and you can means go through your code. After that, what you need to do, uh, previously it was like that. You have to click here so that it will give the symbol like calling phone. Are you seeing? Okay, so then you need to browse your file. Which file you want to browse, then browse. So it will now pointing to this, you can see the blue color line. So it is pointing to that line. You can press F8 to means go to the next line, or you want to go to inside the function, press F7. All these things are here. Step over, step into, like in your Firefox, we debug the JavaScript thing. Similarly, you can debug. Then press F8 and you will get the value of this variable. Count is 3. As you don't, normally what we do? We print or dump that variable to check the variable value. But here you will get simultaneously all the values of the variables, array, database connection, value, everything you will get here. Also, you can experiment here if you want to set, means check for what will happen if I set this variable value to 2 or 1, anything. So in this way, X debugging works. It's clear?
If I say this function to 3 places, then
Yeah, it will go through that points also. You need to start. Yeah, you need to start a breakpoint somewhere, and if you press here, you know that your code is inside it. You started at the starting of the function. Of course, it will go through that line. But if you want to outside the function, so press here. So after the completing of the function, if the line goes to this line, sorry, if the debugger goes to this line, you can get the things. Means if you set the breakpoints anywhere, it will bound to go to that line and it will show the values for that variable. Okay, it's clear for everyone. Okay. Also, there is a JavaScript debugging. So PhpStorm provides also JavaScript debugging. For that, what you need to do, you need to install the JetBrains Chrome extension and set a breakpoint and start a debugging session, then debugging, then stepping through code. So let me show you. So for that, It's not going to Chrome. Okay, so here you need to install, add the Chrome extension, JetBrains extension. Here it will show the symbol like this. Suppose I want to debug a file. Okay, so I have written a simple code here. Let me show you first what is the function of. Okay, I have just taken, added to a text box. You will give the result. So I want to show you how to JavaScript debugging works. So for that, what you have to do, you have to add the breakpoints where you want. Suppose I want to check this variable value norm1, norm2, okay, where the script is there. Or if also you have added the external JavaScript, also you can set the breakpoints in that JavaScript file. It can, and you want to browse the HTML file where you have added that JavaScript, also it will go to that breakpoint. I have added the internal script, so I am giving the breakpoints here. And this firework symbol you are getting, you have to click there. Okay, so I have to add the numbers 5, 8 on click where I have written. If you'll check, after on click I have written the added the breakpoint. So on click it will go to that point. So it is not showing, so it goes to that point. And also you can change means step over the line and you can see the variable. So you can see the norm1 value is 5 here. Are you able to see? Okay. Okay, so here it is showing the norm value is norm1 is 5 and norm2 is 8. It's not showing you. Okay, let me. No. See, it's showing here 5 and 8, right? So previously also you did not see the value. I have changed myself. That's why. Okay. So suppose you want to change value here. I am changing norm1 to 15. So previously I have what value I have given 5 and 8. Suppose I want to change the norm1 is to 15. Is so you can see it is showing norm1 is 15 and it is 8 and press F8. Okay, I by mistake I have added. I am pressing F8 so that it will step over the code. It is going to the jQuery.js file. Okay, now the debugging is over, I think. Let me. So you can see 5 plus 8, it is showing 23 because I have added the value as 15. So similarly, you can debug your JavaScript file through PhpStorm. Okay. Okay. So let me stop the debugging. Let's go to the slide. I hope you understood the debugging thing. Okay. And next thing is HTML editor support. So PhpStorm provides very good support for HTML editing. You'll find HTML editing HTML using PhpStorm, open in browser, working with live edit. So let me go to the first point, editing HTML using PhpStorm. Actually, HTML is quite verbose. Verbose means, you understand, like instead of saying one line, you will say 2 to 3 lines to misunderstand something. Like suppose I asked suppose one friend asked you whether you attend a party. Either you can simple say no or yes, but you will say, yeah, I attended party. How hated is that party? All those things. So like this, HTML is quite verbose, I think, because you have to show a text box, you need to write input type, text box, value, all those things. So, but PhpStorm gives very good support by using emmet. It is not showing here emmet. It is emmet, which provides a shorthand for lots of things. For example, we can type plrm and hit tab. It will create paragraph for you. And similarly, in div has container, and inside it you want to create div having the class name span and span4, and you want to create three div having the class name span4, and inside that div you want to create image having class name thumbnail, and inside it, and as well as a paragraph with lorem text. Lorem text is for a testing purpose we are using. So let me show you uh, how beautiful it is in, and go to any HTML file. Okay, so just type p lorem. Okay, so it's created for you paragraph having this text. This is for testing purpose. Let me copy that line. Okay, it's not copying. Here I have written already. Okay, so you'll see I have written div and has container div.span4 into 3 image.thumbnail. So hit the tab. Okay, wait for a second. Okay. No, actually, a lot of things is going on here. The Hangout, the screen recording. That's why this is very fast actually. So you see, it created a div having ID's container. Then inside it created a div class span4, and inside it created image as well as paragraph. Created 3 div, right? So you can experiment on it and. Yeah, you can give for that you need to learn how emmet works. Means it will take few times. I don't know anything. Means everything. Let me try. Okay. Actually, it is you have not given the SRT, so it is taking to the point. The image. SRC. Path you need to type, na. Yeah, maybe I don't know, but it will give the intelligence for the path. Suppose yeah, suppose you want to go to the. Here you hold the path. Yeah. Here then slash. See. Empty slash. So you can see the image itself in the IDE. Press Ctrl Shift I. It will give you the image. Here you can see. So a lot of things are there. So, and also you can open in browser from your IDE. Like yeah, here you can see the browser symbol. You can open it. It's quite slow. That's it's not showing. No. ID is very PhpStorm is faster than others. Okay. Also, you can add many browsers. I have added Chrome and Firefox. You can add the many browsers from the settings, like the browsers. You can add many browsers, Opera, Safari. So it will show you there. Okay. And there is also live editing facilities. Okay. In live editing, what you need to do first, you need to click on this symbol. Already it is there. Okay. Okay. Suppose I want to browse another file. This file. Let me start once. Sorry. So, so so you have to click on this Firefox symbol, and for that file, and go to the browser. Okay. And if what you will type here, it will show there. That is the live edit. Suppose you want to let me type input. Okay. Next value. Okay. Go to the browser. See, it found. I have already created a one. That's why it's showing there. So it is showing the text box. So no need to refresh the browser. You will find what you will edit there. You will find the same thing here. You can in one window. You can in one screen. You can keep the PhpStorm this side, Chrome this side, and you can edit. You can see the changes simultaneously. Okay. Yeah, plugin JetBrains extension. Okay, then CSS editor support. Just like when editing PHP code, PhpStorm comes with a rich editor for CSS, and also it provides code completion, formatting, intentions, and navigations, and so on. Like if from the screen you can see only new to the font family. It will show all the font families like this, and similarly comes with several intentions for CSS as well. There are a lot of them. For example, to change colors, expanding CSS, extracting images, replacing codes, or to optimize properties. You can see there it is written border left 1px solid black, border right, border top, border bottom. So it is showing that you can optimize your border properties and after optimizing, it will show, it will create like this border, one pix solid black, and where you have added the color, it will show the color in this side. Okay, so let me show. Okay, you can see here the all color is showing here, and if you want to expand your CSS, you can expand your CSS. Okay, and it will give the warnings that optimize, you can optimize your, you should optimize your border properties. Okay, let me switch on the AC, I think. Okay, and also it provides code completion. What you will type, like suppose you will type again border. See, it's providing all the intelligence for the CSS. Okay, so it provides good CSS editor support, and also if you want to check the CSS properties applied for one HTML tag from itself, from HTML file, you can check the which CSS properties applied to the that HTML tag. Also you can check, no need to search the class CSS class. You just go to the file. Suppose I want to check for this input type, what are the CSS added. Just right click, so applied styles for tag. So it will show that this is applied border, height, width, all these things have applied for that tag. So these features also are there. And also there is a good thing, it provides support for version control like SBN, CBS, GIT, Mercurial. So from the IDE itself, you can commit your code, you can revert, you can deploy your code also. Like suppose here in this project I have added the SBN. So if I'll change anything, it will show here that you have added one line. If you want to revert, oh, sorry, you can revert, right? Anything you can change.
Closing the file.
Means, sorry.
Means that will do one more thing.
No, it will be anytime. Means anytime you open, it will be there.
Suppose I change one line in the line number 40.
Yeah, let me change here. Okay. Suppose you.
But after 20 days, it's good.
Yeah, it will be there. Because subversion.
Problem, right? But because
No. If you have committed that file, it will not show.
committed.
Yeah.
Committed
Commit, it will be there. Okay. Because from the startup, it will create indexing, it will check the subversion history, then it will show the things. Okay. And working with remote PHP interpreters, as I said, from the IDE also you can set up remote interpreters so that you will get the production like environment. How your project will run in the remote server, you can test from your IDE. For that, you have to give your host name, username for the SSH, all the SSH credentials, and also you can create Vagrant. Using Vagrant, you can create virtual server where you can run your project. I can show you where you need to do the things. Not here. Projects. Okay, I will check that. I have forgotten where to set up, but it is there. Go to the other slides. Tips and tricks. Like there are many tips. Uh, like PhpStorm allows creating a temporary text file or a piece of code and then just throw it away when it is not needed anymore. Like what we do normally. Suppose we want a temporary PHP file or XML file, so we create that file and save as the XML. Then we test or create the PHP file and save it and then test. So, but in PhpStorm, you can create any temporary file. Like I have added the shortcut. You can select any file like PHP or JSON or XML, and it will behave like that. So if you close the uh, PhpStorm, it will not be there.
Close the file, it will also
Yeah, it will also not be there for testing purpose, and also it will support all the code completion, all those things. Suppose this is a which file I have selected PHP.
where it will be created means in the path.
No, no, in not.
Because if we tried that SRC, we are showing that the code completion will be there for SRC image SRC.
Yeah.
If we are writing slash image
Yeah.
IMG, then it was giving the file name also.
Yeah, yeah.
So it will work here also.
I think I have not tried that thing. We can try. Let me. HTML file. Yes. SRC. I think. Position. So, yeah.
That means the temporary file.
Yeah.
That
For that you have to store, but you can check other things. Means you can copy paste means the things here HTML file. You can format the code. All those things you can do. That is a temporary file, but many files it will show here like PHP, CSS, JavaScript, Blade, CopyScript. Lot of things you can create. SQL also. Okay, and also find code occurrence to change. Suppose there are many variables. Suppose $test. There are 10 occurrence of that variable you want to change at a time, or you want to change that name. There is also refactoring is also there. Also you can means um, you can type at a time. Like suppose
kind of replace all.
sorry.
Replace all. Kind of replace all.
Yeah, replace, but you can let me show you. Yeah, suppose this member ID, I want to, so it will take the cursor in that position, and you can change the variable anywhere. Okay. Yeah. And similarly, find code occurrence to change. We did that thing. Then delete one line. Control Y, it will delete. But in editor, other editors, Control Y means undo. For here, to undo here, it is Control Shift Z. And duplicate one line for Sublime on also Notepad++. It is Control D. Here also same. And there is a very interesting tool also is there. I have not shown you. The database tool window is there. Means for database which is configured with your project, if you want to open, you have to go to the PHP admin and open it and check it. But here you'll find that here it is there. I have added my database here. You will get all the tables, and you can do the SQL operation also. It will give the intelligence also, like select all those things it will, and also show the table name, which table you want to see. This is also a good thing. And if you want to see the definition of any table, you'll just need to press the Control Q. It will give the how the table was created, the table definition it will show. This is a cool feature I found. And other things is like you can quickly view the image I have shown you, Control Shift I, and format your code. I have added the shortcut here, Alt Control Shift L. And if you want to see the local history of a file, you can see Control Shift J. Like in this file, so what happens actually, suppose you have not committed your file, you have done something but you have not committed, and after 1 day you have changed, but you found that what you have done it was right, and you want to go to that changes, but that code will not be there. But here you will not find those things. It will show the history. Local history. You see, in 2 minutes ago what I have done, at 8:47 what I have done, 8:44 what I have done, 6:30 am, 6:27 am. So it is showing that in this time I have changed all these things. So it will give you the yeah yeah no not for yeah till committing, for 2 to 3 days also it will show. Yeah. And instead of format your code that have done, rename your CSS selector from HTML file. Means if you want to change your selectors from HTML file, if you will change also the JS file where you have added the selector, it will change that file name. Like let me show you. Suppose here I have added the internal script. Let me comment it out. Okay. So here is the my CSS file, PhpStorm demo. Okay, so here is the txt1, right? So I want to change the selector from the HTML file. Which one? Yeah. So here is my tag. So here I have used the text one. So let me. What is there? Shift F6. Yeah. So let me change text one changed. Okay. Refactor. So it changed here as well as you'll found changed here. So this is also good tricks.
You change an entire project.
Yeah, it will change your entire project. It will refactor the CSS and JS. Means if you want to refactor any variable where it is which it is used anywhere, it will refactor everywhere. No need to worry. It will show where it is used, and whether you want to refactor or not, it will show you. Yeah, I can show you. Let me show you. This is pakka. Okay, so let me change this default lang. Okay, and refactor, rename. Okay, so it is search in comments and strings, search for text occurrence. Okay, to refactor. It is changing, showing that 3 occurrence changed. This variable is in this file, that's why it is changed. If the means variable is in other file, it will show that file and variable things. Okay, and yeah, then also yeah. So also there is a very good feature like we found for HTML, we need to type the only the input. It will just hit the tab. It will create input type text or paragraph it will give the create a paragraph for you. Similarly, for PHP, for SQL, all those things are there. You can go to the live template and you can create the template. Just suppose public static void function, just type psbf, hit tab, it will create the whole function structure and all those things. Let me show you. Live template. Here you can see for AngularJS, HTML, PHP, everywhere it's there. So ECO means echo, FORE means for each. You can create also for your PSF means private static function, POPSF means public static function. Like, let me show you. If you'll PHP file, just type create a public static function. Okay, so you can create the new templates. Also, you can use the existing template. So that's all. How to install? If you found interesting, go through these links and install. No, you need to have license. You need to ask Mindfair. He'll provide the license key. Yeah, 30 days trial period is there. Then okay. Okay, means
We need few days to explore this ID first, then we have to use it.
okay. So if you have any questions, please let me know.
Perhaps I missed.
Let me stop it first. Okay, thank you all for coming. We can change. Yes, yes.
Nice. Really, it was helpful.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.